And a very good evening to you. It is Tuesday the 20th of November 2012 and you are tuned into Vapor Scene on Vaper Trail's TV. Good evening. Now then, we have got quite a lot to get through in our little half-hour show. And I'm going to start off with the filming that I did last week when I was up in Scotland, that I mentioned on my show. And this is kind of to replace the road trip with Roadhog, which unfortunately, due to some technical issues, I'm unable to bring you the last bit of. So this is to replace that this week and next week, and I will be giving away the Vapestick kit that you see in the next few minutes and again next week. So enjoy Marco's Vaper Trails. As I mentioned in my show on Tuesday night, I'm travelling up to Scotland today. I'll be there for a few days. What I thought I'd do is show what I'm taking with me. First of all, I've got my gripper with my mini Vivi Nova. I've got my original Latte with a V3 rebuildable. That's going to fit down there nicely. I've got my V4 lava tube with a Boge 2.9 ohm or 3 ohm Carto on there. And I've also got one of these, which is a Vapestick. It's a Vapestick MAX. And I was sent this very kindly by Michael Clapper at Vapestick. So what I thought I'd do is I'd try it over the next few days. And this is the Chrome version, and I've got the 900 milliamp battery on the bottom. It comes with two 650 milliamp batteries, but I've also got the 900 milliamp battery. It's really light, I have to say. Uses cartridges, and I've got a 1.8 milligram or 18 milligram original cartridge in there. I'll tell you a bit more about that later. When I get up to Scotland, I've got my video camera. This is on the iPhone. I've got my video camera, so I will do some more stuff. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll just give you an overview of what I'm up to when I'm up in Scotland. So I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Tatty bye. And I'm still going strong with the Vapestick. It's an original cartridge that I've got in there at the moment, and it's not unlike a kind of a Marlboro taste. Hello. Well, I'm about 2 hours in now, and it's a very bumpy road, the A66, I have to say. As you can see by my camera going up and down. I was thinking earlier, when I smoked, I would have spent last night, instead of doing Vapor Scene last night, I would have spent probably an hour or more rolling roll-ups, and I would have rolled a kind of 1 ounce tin full and a 2 ounce tin full of roll-ups, and then about every half an hour I would spark one up and I would smoke. And I probably vape more in the car than I smoked, and that's a bit weird. Most of us who vape, I think, vape more than we smoke, which is a bit strange. Anyway, the Vapestick, still on it, it's still going. I think it's getting towards the end of the cartridge now, and like I said, I have been using it yesterday as well as today, so it's lasted quite well. I had the 650 milliamp battery on yesterday, and I put the 900 on today, but I'm still using the same cartridge. and you can see, you know, you get a bit of vapour. It's not a huge amount of vapour, I have to say, but that's probably more because the cartridge is losing some of its contents now, because I've been vaping on it. But flavour-wise, it's not too bad. It's not unpleasant at all. Throat tip wise, getting a different throat tip, and it is a PG based liquid in the cartridges, which, as you know, I don't normally vape on. I normally do the VG, but all in all, at the moment, not too bad. Well, hello, it's me again. I'm still going with this. It's lasting quite a decent amount of time. I do have my Starbucks 4-shot venti latte, which is just absolutely godsend when you're on the trip. Very tasty, very strong, and very nice. And you can see part 2 of my Scottish Vaper Trails next week, and I will be asking a question next week, and that question will be based upon how many miles it is from my house to the hotel I was staying in. So be very vigilant next week and you will get the answer. Now then, I'm just looking across at my schedule, and I can see that this is next, and it is this week's Show Us Yours. And now it's time for Show Us Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK. And this week's winner is Sandy Wilson with his collection of mods. Well done, Sandy. We'll be in touch shortly and we'll get you a bottle of juice. Show Us Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK. Now, I'm not quite sure, and forgive me, Sandy, for this, but I wasn't quite sure if you were a lady or a gentleman. I know, Sandy, lady spelling is usually IE, but some people do spell it the other way. So if you are a lady, I do apologise, and if you are a gentleman, I still apologise. Why not? So that is this week's Show Us Yours. If you would like to go for a bottle of juice, you know what to do. Send us your pictures to vaperscene@vaportrails.tv. Now, talking about juice, here's a fella who's going to give you some insight. Juicy, 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 juicy.
Hi, I'm Dave and welcome to my first ever juice review on Vaperscene for the Juicy Juicy feature. My first ever review and quite possibly my last, because as everybody knows, my juice reviews are legendary. At the Midlands Mini Meet earlier this year, Hillbill, who was a moderator on UK Vapors at the time, did a scientific taste test on me and proved that I can't really taste anything. But I'm going to have a go. Don't laugh. I'm going to be looking at 3 juices. The first one is this stuff, which is just called Regular, or something. Ultra Pure E-Liquid. And this comes from RubeTube, which is spelt funny. rubetube.co.uk. It's a 24mg juice because it says so on the bottom. Doesn't appear to have a chip compliant bottle. Read into that what you like. Then I'm going to be taking a look at 2 of the Moondrop range, which were sent to me by vaporworld.co.uk, and these are 42mg. And these, well, one's called Straight Up, and the other one's called Smith Barn Sticks. I don't think I'm up. I just got sent them to try. Let's start and build up to those 42mg ones with this Rube Tube stuff. Now, I've heard a few people say that this is pretty good stuff. I'm going to be testing them, testing, whichever, on an IO6 atomizer, which is like a 306 on steroids, on a GGTB. That smells like wood. Told you get a real insight with my juice reviews. Let's stick a few drops of that on there. Here goes. It reminds me a bit of damp wood. If you've ever been camping in the rain and you're trying to light a fire and you get that sort of damp wood smell, it smells a bit like that. And as far as the taste is concerned, I don't like it very much. Next. And now we're going to try Moondrop Straight Up. Now this is 42mg. So I may fall off my chair, let's see. Here goes. It doesn't seem to have much flavour. Very mild flavour, it's not very strong. Can't taste anything over and above the damp wood from the last one. I have no idea what that one's like. Next. So on to the second Moondrop one. This one's called Smith Barn Sticks. It's a funny name, isn't it? That one's got, I can smell that one just about. Now this one's nicer. This one's got a much sweeter taste to it. Again, it's a 75-25 VG to PG. That one's not too bad. None of these juices are sweet enough for the... I normally use RY, High 5 or Vermilion River Kentucky Vanilla Blend. RY4, that kind of thing with the caramelly sort of twang. But that one is the best of the three. So in first place we have the Smith Barn Sticks from Moondrop. Second place, Straight Up by Moondrop, but I've got to be honest, I couldn't taste much. And then in third place, sorry, Rube Tube. Didn't like that. It just reminded me of failed camping trips and things. I bet you're enthralled. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Juicy, 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 juicy. Thank you very much, Dave. What an insight into 3 juices, and one that tastes or smells, or both, like damp wood. Give it a go, you might like it. Now we are going to head off into a short ad break. When we come back, I'm going to bring you an interview with Lou Ritter, who is the president of AEMSA. See you in 2.
GG, because you want one.
iVaper and iVaper Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's iVaper.co.uk and iVaper-elixir.co.uk. iVaper and iVaper-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of Vapertrails.tv.
And now back to Vaper Scene on Vaper Trails TV. And welcome back. Now then, I have the interview now with Lou Ritter, and he's the president of AEMSA. And I'm just checking my screen to make sure I say this right. It's the American E-Liquid Manufacturing Standards Association. So it's a bit like a CETA over in the States, but this is kind of juice based. And he's going to give us a little overview about who they are and what they're about. I know we saw Scott on Dave's show a couple of weeks ago, so here's Lou.
Hello Vapor Trails, this is Lou Ritter coming to you from VaporCon in Richmond, Virginia. Today's the second day, Saturday, and it is an absolutely packed house. I would not be surprised if this was a record-breaking attendance for the United States Vape Meet event. I am here both as a vapor and also as the president of the newly released American E-Liquid Manufacturers Standard Association, otherwise known as AEMSA. Our website is aemsa.org. AEMSA is a trade association, which by definition is a organization of e-liquid manufacturers who have chosen to come together and organize a single voice, so to speak. in terms of the way they choose to do business and represent themselves, and pretty much only themselves, but it is extremely wide open to input from the community. In fact, I am not a manufacturer. I am not a vendor. I have actually no financial interest in the vaping industry whatsoever, other than as a concerned vapor. You can also find me on the ECF forum as Nebula Brat, and I'm known somewhat in some of the chat rooms here in the United States under the screen name Red Rock or Red Rock Hiker.
How's the association going? Have you got many people signed up for that now?
Well, we launched with a total of 12 members, 9 of which are manufacturing members. 2, Link Williams and myself. Link Williams is the director for the We Are Vapors project, and I am also involved on the production staff of We Are Vapors. That's how Link Williams and I met. And we are 2 of the consumer advocate members. And then we also have another category of member called a subject matter expert. And that is Kurt Kissler, who is well known from ECF under the screen name Kurt. And he's been an advocate of safety and accuracy and quality nicotine. And there were some issues that came up that were rather newsworthy about a year or so ago, and he was the leading chemist bringing to light information and answering questions on that subject. So we are very happy and honored and extremely lucky to have Kurt as a participant in our organization. And there's been a lot of activity since our launch, and we've got a lot of interest. We've had some concerns. Some of them have been presented in a very professional manner in which we are extremely open and happy to answer questions. This is a volatile issue. This is something that is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. It can provoke emotional responses, which we understand and respect, but we are very, very open to answering questions, to being available, and to discussing what we are and what we are not. And the bottom line is that this is a organization of e-liquid manufacturers who are choosing to focus on enhancing consumer confidence in their products by creating their own level of standards for themselves and themselves only. And they are focused on the 5 primary belief statements that we have outlined on our website, which include a responsibility to verify the accuracy of content in the nicotine, to verify the quality of all ingredients, to manufacture in clean, safe environments that are consistent or correlative to the other consumable foods manufacturing environments or consumable products manufacturing environments, safety in packaging, which includes things like child-proof labels, tamper evidence, smear-proof labels that include batch IDs that are traceable back to source nicotine. And everything's really outlined very, very thoroughly on our website. And of course, transparency. We're the first and only organization to actually come right out and publicly post our standards and make all of our members readily available to the entire vaping community, have space for community and for subject matter experts. And we're also looking for other possible ways to include even more aspects of the community. But we're just getting started, and this is really just a foundation as a launch point to build upon. And we need input from more vendors, more manufacturers, more members of the community so that we can do this together. And we want it to be open. We're not looking to do anything other than do whatever the members can to enhance consumer confidence in the products. And I think these are extremely responsible manufacturers, and I feel absolutely honored to be working with them to make vaping better and safer and more transparent.
Definitely the way to go, and it sounds like you got a really positive start there.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and we think we do have a good foundation to start with. And we are listening very, very carefully to the responses in the forum. Even the very first day, there was a lot of activity, and it's understandable. But at the same time, we also posted an extremely lengthy and very detailed response to a lot of the concerns that we saw being repeated. And we intend to continue to be available. And we understand that this is an emotionally sensitive issue. But the primary thing is, like anybody, nobody wants to be yelled at. You know, we're extremely open. We just kind of look forward to people talking to us and asking us questions. We're open to any question that comes along. But there's a big difference between questions and aggression.
Aggression is not really warranted. Yeah, questions certainly are.
But it is understandable. I mean, this is an emotionally sensitive issue, and there are people who are going to be emotional about it. And the reality is that we have answers to a lot of these issues, and we are ready and willing and able to say we don't know. And we are ready and willing and able to embrace good ideas and see if there's ways we can include them. But we need everybody to kind of also understand in perspective, this is a group of manufacturers who are choosing to represent themselves in a way that they're going to do business. And while they're open to input, they don't speak for anybody other than themselves. In any form of representation to anybody, anywhere, the first question is, who do you represent? Our member. And the members are listed on the website, and this is all going to be a nonprofit, and it's so the level of transparency is inherent in a nonprofit organization. A certain amount of financial transparency has to be a matter of public record, and our standards are up on the website, and they are living documents. This is just a starting place. These are not ending standards, these are beginning standards. And the entire organization is structured very carefully through its bylaws to make sure that it stays exactly what it appears to be. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much to everybody in Vaper Trails and to the community on the other side of the pond. We welcome input from you as well. We're looking forward to coming back to your channel and having a discussion at a time where we can have a little bit more of a focused discussion.
Yeah, that's
thank
cool.
you very much for giving me an opportunity to introduce myself. We'll look forward to talking to you again.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed.
If you can't watch our shows live, try some of these. Go to YouTube at youtube.com/user/VaporTrailsTV and you can subscribe there. All of our shows are uploaded as soon as possible after they've gone out live. Enjoy watching it on YouTube, lots of people do. Alternatively, go to Google and type in podcast vaportrails.tv and iTunes. Click on the link and that will take you to a page that shows you the Vaper Trails TV podcast. View it in iTunes, and when you get to iTunes, don't forget to click on subscribe free, and each of the shows will be downloaded to your hard drive as soon as they come out. Or you can use video on demand. Go to www.vaportrails.tv, click on vPlayer, pick the show you want to watch, in this case it's the Haze Hour, and then you can pick the episode that you want to watch from every one that we've ever done. They're all there. Under normal circumstances you'll watch it at 360p, which means everybody can see it. It'll go full screen, you can do whatever you want with it. So there you go, 3 ways that you can watch vaportrails.tv. Subscribe and enjoy. Thanks.
And there you go. I hope you enjoyed Lou Ritter. We'll try and get him back for a lengthier discussion. I think that would be quite good. You saw in the background there Phil Basado, kind of off to the right it would have been on the shot, and still hoping to get Phil back fairly soon. And you saw that little trail there. We've got Todd coming up. We've also got Romestino, and I know Glenn isn't actually from Wales, but he lives there, so that's why I put the Welsh flag up. And of course Prof Beard is going to come on, and towards the end of the year, possibly January, we're getting Scott Bonner, but he's a little bit tied up with stuff at the moment, but we will get him as soon as possible. So there's a few people that are coming on. If there was somebody that you want to get on, send us an email. You know what to do. It's vaperscene@vaportrails.tv. I'm trying to get Susie Perry. I did send an email to her agent and to see if we could get her on, but thus far no reply. Maybe it's not going to happen. You never know. Now, I must just tell you before I go, because I'm running out of time rapidly, is that tomorrow night on VT Talk, Professor Jerry Stimson is coming back on the show to talk to Dave Dawn, so that should be well worth tuning in for. So please do, 9 o'clock Wednesday night, VT Talk. Dave's back again with Keith on Thursday with the Haze Hour, and then Dave K's back on Sunday with Dave's Tackle Box. I do it every time. Dave's Tackle Box, and of course Gary and Mark are back on Monday with Tin Your Tip. I will see you a week today, that's Tuesday the 27th of November, on Vapor Scene. Tatty bye.